Jenkins! My name is Mailynn and welcome back to my channel. I'm a flutist, performer, and music teacher located in the city of Kamloops, British Columbia, and this is my channel where we learn all things flute, so thank you so much for joining me here today. In today's video, we're going to be doing one of the most popular songs for beginners, and that is When the Saints Go Marching In, so if you're interested, then just keep on watching. As always, if you have any questions throughout the video, please feel free to drop them in the comment section down below. I do my best to answer them as soon as I see them, and also if you are having any issues when it comes to practicing, feel free to also check out my free practice guide located in the description down below. It gives you 8 really easy steps to follow to help guide your practice sessions. Alright, so let's just get right into today's video. So as I mentioned previously, we are going to be learning When the Saints Go Marching In. Again, I'm taking the music transcription here from anotes.com. I will put the link in the description there as well. So if you want to play along with exactly what I'm teaching here today, that's the best place to get it. This is going to be a flute duet, so make sure you stick to the end to play along with me with a little duet. Alright, so let's just get right into the music. So I'm just going to put up the piece right over here. So you're just seeing the first flute part here, but when I do the duet part, I will include the first flute and the second flute music so you can read along with me. So let's go through our first 6 starter bits before we get into clapping and counting this piece. So as you might know, number 1 is going to be our key signature. So we're going to take a look in between the treble clef there in our time signature. We do see that there is one flat, which is B flat. In this case, we don't really actually play a lot of B flats, and I would actually say we are in C major just because we don't play B flat at all. But in reference to how the music is written, we're going to assume it's in F major. So don't worry about the key signature in this case. We are playing all natural notes here, but it's always good to take a look at the reference before you start any piece. Number 2, we're going to be looking at our time signature. So we are reading in 4/4 time, also known as common time. So just as a reminder, the top number of the 4/4 tells us how many beats we have per measure. So you have 4 beats per measure, and the bottom number tells us what kind of note those beats are, and a 4 represents a quarter note. So that means you have 4 quarter notes per measure. Number 3, we're going to be looking at our tempo indication here. So here we have written vivo, which is quickly, and a half note equals 80 beats per minute. So what I'm going to do is when I'm playing this piece for you, I'm actually going to double that. So it's going to be at a quarter note equals 160. So it's exactly the same tempo, but this time you're going to hear the counting of every single quarter note. If you find that it makes you a little bit too nervous because it sounds like there's a lot of notes, that's totally okay. You can switch your metronome to 80 beats per minute, and then it'll have exactly the same tempo, but the metronome is only going to beat out beats 1 and beats 3. And of course, if you find this difficult to play at the final tempo, make sure you go back into the playback settings and play it at a slower tempo, especially when you're clapping and counting it if you are having any issues with that. Number 4, we're going to be looking at our dynamics. So we do start with a nice F there, and that's forte, which means loudly. And we don't have anything else written throughout the piece, so I would just make sure you play it at a really nice, beautiful, loud sound. Number 5, we're going to be looking at our articulation, and here in the first part, we don't have any difficult articulations, just the regular tonguing, so making sure that you have that nice little ta at the beginning of each of your notes. Otherwise, I wouldn't worry about anything, except we do have a slur at the end, so if you're looking at that last measure, 16 and 17, we do have a slur that is actually a tie, so you're going to be holding that note for a total of 5 beats instead of 4. And then the last thing we're going to be looking at, number 6, is our roadmap. And we're just going to take a quick look here if we have any decapos or repeat sides, and I don't see any, so that means we're just going to be reading it from the top to the bottom. Alright, so let's just get into clapping the piece now. So again, I'm going to have my metronome beating a quarter note, so it's going to be at 160 beats per minute. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, rest, rest, rest. Alright, very good. So again, if you feel like that is way too fast, go back into the playback settings of this video and slow it down until you get it at a tempo where you feel like you're not going to make any mistakes, and try it and clapping along with me there. And making sure trying your best to clap with counting as well will help you a lot. So if you're not sure with any of the notes, make sure that you do write them in before you start playing them with the flute. So the only notes we're going to be playing is from our middle C, D, E, F, and G. So if you do have any issues with, or if you don't quite remember those fingerings, check out my description. It has a fingering chart there that you can look at where it makes it a little bit easier for the fingerings. But just as a quick recap, our C, the lowest C that we start on, it's just going to be your first finger on your left hand and your pinky on your right. Then exactly the opposite for D. So you're going to have fingers, your middle finger, so 3, middle, and the finger number 4, and your thumb in the back, 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be your D. Then what you're going to do is for your E natural, you're just going to lift up that ring finger in your right hand and then put down your pinky, and that's going to be E. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then with your thumb in the back, your F, you're just going to be lifting up that middle finger on the right hand. So then you have 1, 2, 3 with the thumb, 1, and then your pinky. And then G, you're going to be just lifting up that right first pointer finger of your right hand. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, thumb in the back, and your pinky on your right hand. So that's the quick recap for notes, just in case you don't remember. All right, so let's just get into playing the piece now with the flute. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. So that's essentially going to be it for the piece. Again, if you find that that is way too fast at the beginning, be sure to go back into the playback settings and set it slower until you feel like it's at a tempo where you can not make any mistakes, and then try playing along with me that way. Alright, so that's just going to be it for today's quick video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section down below. I do my best to answer them as soon as I see them, and also check out my free practice guide if you're having issues when it comes to practicing. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. And as always, happy flirting! 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest.